This is section 7.3, matrix operations. So matrices look like brackets on there. Sometimes there's you'll see ones that look like it's just a straight line on either side. It's the same thing. You use equations. Here we're going to do some options of matrices. But the calculator will do the work for us. The hard part is pretty much just setting them up in the calculator. Okay, so we have matrix A and matrix B. What we want to do is we want to add those together. So I'm going to flip over to the calculator. All right, so I'm going to go through the steps again slowly at first on how to put a matrix in. So you may want to write these steps down. So we're going to go to menu. We're dealing with matrices, so that's what we're going to choose. Number 7, matrix and vectors. Then you're going to click create and then matrix. Ours is a 2x2, that's just a standard one. So you can just tab down to OK, hit enter. So we have matrix A. You can use the arrow. So I'm going to go through this step first on how to try to move. Now to get inside the matrix, just arrow to the right. And then I'm going to add A to B. So again, it's menu, matrix, create, matrix. We're adding a 2x2 to a 2x2. I mean, you could do this one by hand. It's not too bad. You would add the 5 and the -7, you get the -7, you do the 3 and the 3, you get the 6, and so forth. That's the answer you get. Math lab over here. All right, so your result is -2, 6, 5 plus 4 is 9, 2 minus 1 is 1. So in my math lab, all right, you have the question, and then you have the little blank where you put the answer. When you put your code there, you will have pops up down here. If you've used my math lab before, that's where you would find infinity, fraction box, little box for a matrix. So you'll have to click on that and just tell it it's a 2x2. And then this is right here is how you would put the answer in. But to get to the matrix, it's going to be down here in this bottom. When you click in the answer box, that will you don't have to have an option where you don't need to do that. They usually have whatever you need popping up right away. All right, so this is -4 times A. Essentially, we're just going to do -4 times everything in the matrix. And I know that's pretty easy to do by hand, but we're just going to use this for practice. I'm going to put -4, and then I want to put the matrix in. All right. Again, I'm just going to use tab, or you can use move around and hit enter. So essentially just to -4 times everything in there. The arrow keys, if you look on the keypad, you have left, right, up, and down. See they're turning red. You can use those to move around in there. The next one is matrix B minus matrix A. And you can probably do this by hand. It is good practice as far as putting the actual matrix into the calculator later. Oh, that was A. Let me move out front. It's B minus A. All right, so I have B minus A, and then double check. I put in, so that's the reason I put in, so -8, -2, 3, -5. The next one we have is 4 times A plus 2 times B. This is, it's row by column. So it is a, so I 3 down, so I have 3. So I am going to have to change. So this is a 2 by 3. And I'm just going to show you something here. I put a 4 in and I didn't mean to. And I look at the setup, I'm like, that's not correct. So I can just hit delete twice and it'll take it off of there. And I can start over. I used to get my rows and columns mixed up. Columns of a house. We have a 2 by 3. Reference columns up and down in front of a house, rows left or right. Oops. So 3, that is a 5. All right, so on these, to watch out for is the numbers that you put in there before you hit enter. Now we're going to look at multiplication of matrices. Matrices are a little bit different. Sometimes you can multiply them, sometimes you can't. If I had to do it by hand, it's a little different to be able to determine if you can find the product. I think of it as you take the one on the left, you flip it to the right, and then if on the right, then it's if it's not possible, the calculator will let us know. So let's put this in. This is a 2 by 3. And we're just multiplying, but you can put them right next to each other. The next one is a row by column. 3 rows, 1. Or to use the tab key to move around. This calculation's a little tricky. 7. All right, so the result is -88. Let's do the next one. Similar, but we have 3 by 1 first. By 1 first. Okay, so here I'm just hitting the number 3. Here I'm just hitting the number 3. Hit tab. Hit the number 1, 1. Hit tab and enter. Right. This is 2 by 3. I will check my numbers. All right, so this one, it's not possible. Okay, and you will have an option in my map where you would just click where it says not possible. And find the product of the first one, but we cannot find the product of the second one. If you want a little visualization, if I take this, those match up. But if I take this and were to turn it, it's not going to match up. I don't have 3 other ones. Visually, I have one. Say yes, it's possibly I know in math, it's the same as 3 times 2. With matrices, those rules don't all have some different as far as matrices go. Okay. All right. So the next one is, it tells you use the Gauss-Jordan method to find a to the -1. What that is the inverse. That is the N matrix. So I'm going to write this one out. So in your calculator, you're going to take the matrix and raise it to the -1 power. That's also a note on some of the ones I just did. You want to write out what it looks like in the calculator. Okay, so let's flip over there. If you view the example, they're going to give you some crazy method to find. Calculator does it for you. All right, so I put all 4 of those elements in. I arrow to the right. I just need to set it to the -1 power. So on your keypad, look at the red, you have the caret, which is to the left of the 4. You click on that, and then you're going to put in -1. And then you hit enter. And that's the result. Next one is the same thing. So let's go through this again. Put in the elements, the matrix. And a reminder, you can pause this if you need to. You want to try it first and then see what you get. So again, to get outside of the matrix, I'm going to hit to the left of the 4. You'll see my button will turn red. And it's called a caret, K-A-R, and it's called a caret T. If you have me for 1020, you've heard me say that before. But that's just to put any exponent in. So I'm going to put -1 and hit enter. Oops. So I guess this one is not possible. Okay. So the ones that are not possible, as far as finding the inverse, also for before the multiplication, it does give you an error if it is not possible. Very handy. All right. The last 2 on this, we're going to evaluate the determinant. By hand, you multiply in diagonals and then add numbers together. But the calculator does do this for you. So we're going to flip over to that. It's going to be just a little bit different as far as the steps. So you may want to take a second and write this down. So it's menu, matrix. And we need to find the determinant. So menu, matrix. From there, we're going to put the actual matrix in. So it looks like a line in there that's actually where the cursor is. It'll default to there. So you would hit menu again, go to matrix, create, matrix, and it's a 2 by 2. And that's what it's going to look like. This will be a single number. You don't actually have to move your cursor outside when you're done. And you just hit enter. So it's 27. And then for the last one for this section, we need to find the determinant of the 3 by 3. So menu, matrix, menu, matrix, we want to create. And this one is a 3 by 3. This has quite a few elements. A second. Make sure I have all the numbers correct and the signs are correct. Please don't go too fast when you put these in. And that's going to give me a -4. And that is it for section 7.3.